Hey there, Paul. I just wanted to hop in and make you a video audit of the landing page that you emailed me and asked me about. Also, I just wanted to thank you for reaching out to me from my Medium blog. That's really cool. I always love when people find me through that. So I'm just going to open, hopefully, here we go, open an incognito tab. And I already copied the address of your landing page, so you can kind of get like my live reaction as we go through. You mentioned in your email that what you're looking to do is the conversion you're looking for here is email signups, and that you were considering. Sorry, I actually just wanted to pull this up. I have two monitors, so I'm gonna pull it up on the other one. Just want to make sure I understand you properly. Okay, so you want to. It started as an SEO play, but you're actually more interested in using it to drive Facebook traffic. Or exploring potentially other paid traffic too, but you're noticing that this page doesn't convert well, and so you want to know what would I do to change this. So looking at this page, I'm kind of not surprised that it's not converting well, because at least I looked at it once before, but at least what I noticed is that this pop-up, okay, the first thing I noticed is that this is the only place that people can actually put their email address. So I closed this right away, as I'm sure everybody else did. It just was a little bit arresting to, how can I put this? You're a little aggressive on the timing with that pop-up. And I would not really do a pop-up play for this at all. Quick question, do all of these, so like you said, a conversion as a sign up for the newsletter, does that include like every single email form on the page, including the pop-up? But even still, that pop-up, I can tell you, I did this too, and I'm sure most people just close right out of it. And then to be honest with you, this bar and this right column email form, they kind of blend right into the background, so I wouldn't be surprised if people miss it, because their eye is more obviously, it's going to be drawn to this big block of text, and then you have a lot of photos. So literally this just draws my eye like bam, first here to these covers, and then it's called advertising blindness, which I wrote another article about that I can send you, but basically like my eyes and the eyes of people viewing your page have been trained to view this top menu, this including your email bar, and then this side form as advertising. And so we're natively looking away from the sides towards the center of any pages, especially when, because these are similar colors, it's obviously your brand colors, so I would prefer, and I pulled up some examples to kind of show you, they're not perfect, but as I make these suggestions, we'll see some of them later too. So what I would do instead is, you may even want to, okay, I think I would ditch this top email thing so that you can move this menu higher up. I would take your logo and put it more in the left, so that way, if someone's checking for it, yeah, they can find your brand, but you really want them to be focused on the message that you're going to try to present them. I might ditch this menu bar almost entirely, because it really just kind of doesn't add anything to this, and it really distracts actually from people doing these forms, which is what you want. This page overall, I didn't really enjoy reading it, and I don't see why anyone would. I think we need to decide what it is exactly the biggest benefit you have to offer people is, so that we could just communicate a little bit better about why somebody would actually want to join this. Because right now, and you said that it was an SEO play, and so looking at the content, that's pretty obvious, because it's a little bit more like a Wikipedia article, more than something that would explain why someone would want to sign up for this. Probably what I would do instead is go we definitely have to change this design, is the angle that I'm getting at. I also don't think that I really think we need to change it up here as well as down the sides, because this long skinny content it's not really gonna drive conversions, which is what you're looking for. Instead, I would use more of this width. I would probably do like a half block. I don't know whether it would be an image or full color, but like with the headline, sub-headline, and like I said, I don't, the way that I figure out what positioning we should use in those would be to later work with you. And I don't know if people who are on your email list ever give you comments that they like what you're sending them, or hey, thanks. But if I could just see, like, I'm just looking for the patterns and what people, your existing users, are already liking about your product. So I'd probably look through some of that, pick out the best angle that presents the benefit that is most common in the headline and that sub-headline. I would probably have that be like 2/3 of the page with, first. I wouldn't ask for last name. I would just do first and email, to be honest with you. Unless you really don't care about the first names, then if you just had email and if you want the highest possible number of conversions, like the less form fields there are, the higher your conversions would go. So if you don't mind not having the first name, you could even, double down on your conversions and just do the email. Yeah, but just something, there's a lot being communicated right here, and the reason why it's not converting for you is because there's too much being communicated. So, yeah, and I mean, otherwise, since this isn't an SEO play, I think we'll probably just ditch all of this as kind of, keyword and informative focus. I don't think we really need to inform people what Amazon is or even what all these different features are. We kind of, okay, you get to hear, and lastly, a plug for our service. We're going to kind of change this so that a plug for our service is more the main point. Like, I would change the overall content to be more relating to why someone should sign up for this newsletter, not what Amazon or the Kindle is. So I just wanted to show you this. I just typed in, I just want to see what some of your competitors were doing. So I just typed in like Kindle newsletter or Kindle email newsletter, and then like free Kindle email newsletter. So this one isn't perfect, but this shows you a little bit more what I was talking about. Like, see how this is 2/3 of the way. You have this big call to action to join above the fold. Literally the logo is in the top left. That's what I'm talking about. And notice they don't even have a menu, which is kind of what I was saying too. But I bet if we, probably if we click on this. Oh no, yeah, so weird. This is just like a standalone little squeeze page, I guess. But yeah, so I would even like to see this have no menu at all. On your page, you're giving people like a lot of options, dude. And like you said, if you're interested in driving paid traffic to this, you kind of have to double down on the one conversion that actually is dollars and cents to you and actually means something. So right now you're literally, look at how many choices you're asking people to make here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this is like, we talked about asking for a lot of information and how that lowers conversions. This is like a lot. 10, because this is a big old call to action. 11, 12, 13, 14, and then maybe to consider reading the content. So I would probably do something a lot closer to this for you. To be honest with you, like I said, I just want to hop on and make a video real quick. So if we decide to move forward with doing a project together, I could probably find out a little more information. I might model this and use this as a control, and then if you wanted to even experiment with doing a variant, I could make some changes to this format. But anyway, or even okay, so something I was thinking was something like this, a big call to action, this up here, and then like a little bit of something, like paragraph or two about what exactly this is. But I don't know, kind of like that. We'll have to explore that. And then this one, I typed in free Kindle books. So the good news is that people are not like super amazing at this, because I have my issues with this one as well. This one also, like, not that awesome. This pop-up, gonna be honest with you, this was not here when I opened this tab. I opened this a couple of minutes ago. So what I was saying about yours is that you're really aggressive on the pop-up timing. Like, you kind of have to give people a second to drink in what exactly they're looking at before they'll decide if they want to actually give you their personal information. Also notice, like, they're only asking for email address here. These people are only asking for email address, so it seems like potentially what I said earlier about you only asking for email address, if you can decide that you can live without the first names, might be the best play. Because also we can always like retarget them on Facebook by uploading it as a CSV file, and you can get further information about them another way too. But anyway, so this one I just searched. This one was a general like ebook newsletter. This one I typed in free Kindle books, and this is kind of what came up. But you can again see, like, this is a lot of what I was talking about with you. A logo kind of more up to the left. The menu, I mean, they do have one and the other one doesn't, but it's not, like, the fact that yours is a color, you see what I'm saying? Really, that draws your eye a lot more. This is out of the way. Because you don't want people really to focus on that if you want their email address. It has a big headline, like 2 paragraphs. 2 paragraphs is kind of what I was thinking for you. And then a email address. Oh, embedded form. I forgot to say that here. Yeah, I was imagining an embedded form instead of a pop-up. I don't think I would go full screen pop-up on this at all. Potentially, if they scroll, we could always do like a corner pop-up to be triggered if they scroll a little bit down and show that they're kind of interested. But yeah, like yours just popping up before you can even figure out what the page is about. Even I closed it, to be honest with you. So yeah, and then overall, they're like, you know, even though there's a menu, if we count each one of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If you want to count every single social media as a separate call to action, they're still asking for a lot less stuff, like a lot, what's the word I'm looking for? And not only less, but also like you're asking for a lot of different things, like check out the menu, check out these books over here, read the content, give me your email address. Oh, I'm asking for a lot of information over here, click this button. Like, you know, that's a lot of distracting messages compared to your conversion. And this is like, first off, what's my eye drawn to? This, you know, because this is a red button and this is a red button, so I'm kind of here, here, and here. At least it's a triangle between the design, you know. This is a little fancy for my taste. Like, what I like about this one is like the logo's even less focused. It's really all about getting the email address. I would probably like, you know, I have issues with this one. I don't find the contrast on this to be super awesome, but anyway. But yeah. This is a lot more stripped down than any of, you know, the other 2 pages, yours or that other one. But yeah, like even though your eye is still drawn mostly to this logo more than probably I would like to, but it's drawn to these 2 other little red buttons. So it's just at least like your eye is drawn to what the conversion is. Meanwhile, for your page, like, to be honest, my eye really is drawn to this menu bar, especially since you highlight the page that you're on, like with the, I think we should just ditch this. And go with either just a logo or, you know, we can do it kind of low-key, like this above. Needs to be out more, like your margins are really big. And that's kind of what I meant about taking up the horizontal space, because like all of these are kind of, sorry about these. I'm just distracted because everyone is wanting me to move forward on their projects too. But yeah, so see how these pages are really wide and your page is like long and skinny and narrow? That's kind of the difference between an SEO focus and a conversion focus. So I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but those are just some of my initial thoughts about how we could change up this page so that it would be profitable for you to drive paid traffic to this. Because I get it that you don't want to, you definitely don't want to spend money to send people to a page that you know in advance is already not converting well. So let me hop off and let you kind of have time to process everything that we talked about. Talk to you soon, Paul.